Welcome to Lucky Fortune English. I'm Vincent, and I'm excited for our deep dive today.
And I'm Jenny, ready to get into it.
So we're looking at a 2025 astrological forecast for Taurus today, focusing on love and career.
Right.
Our listeners send us a written horoscope. Let's see what's in store.
Sounds good.
Okay, first thing that jumped out at me, Taurus is in for some big changes in 2025. Seems like it's building on stuff from the past few years even.
Yeah, Uranus is playing a big role here. It's the planet of revolution, liberation, all that. It's really pushing Taurus to be flexible, break out of those rigid patterns,
Yeah.
both in relationships and career.
So like instead of fighting change, this is the year Taurus leans into it.
Exactly. Think of Uranus like a cosmic wind. It's pushing you towards new horizons. Might feel a little scary at first, but it helps you become a more authentic you, a more empowered you.
I like that. Powerful imagery. But what about this this mention of pushback, maybe even hidden enemies? Is
Yeah.
that connected to people not being comfortable with this new Taurus?
That's a really good point. The horoscope mentions Pluto in Aquarius, and that can bring out some power struggles, sometimes hidden tensions too. Doesn't necessarily mean enemies, but you might need some strong boundaries. Be careful who you trust.
Right.
Yeah.
Not being paranoid or anything, just being smart about where you put your energy
Mhm.
and who you let into your circle, right?
Absolutely. Taking responsibility for your energy, being aware of other people's intentions.
Makes sense. It's important to have good people around you when you're going through big changes. And speaking of relationships, this horoscope is painting a pretty romantic picture for Taurus in 2025. Lots of heart-fluttering energy I'm picking up on. What's going on cosmically to cause that?
Well, Venus is definitely playing a big role here. It's the planet of love, beauty, and there are some specific times when its influence is really strong. January, April, and then this really potent stretch from June 6th to July 4th. Oh, and then again from September 19th to October 13th.
Okay, so June and July are going to be like peak romance for Taurus, huh? What should they expect during those Venus-influenced times?
Taurus is going to be feeling super magnetic, confident, ready to take charge in love. It's a great time to put yourself out there. If you're single, maybe you meet someone special. If you're already with someone, it's a good time to deepen that connection.
So single Taurus, get ready.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relationship, maybe plan something fun, something exciting with your partner.
Right, exactly. But it's not just romantic love we're talking about. It's also about self-love and getting in touch with your sensuality. The horoscope actually mentions a focus on physical intimacy for Tauruses in 2025.
Ooh, interesting. So Taurus is going to be more comfortable expressing their desires, maybe, enjoying intimacy without overthinking it.
Right.
Sounds like a fun year. Any advice for navigating that, this newfound sensuality?
Well, open communication is key, especially if you're in a relationship. You want to make sure everyone's comfortable and on the same page.
Right, of course.
And discretion is always a good idea if you're married and considering anything outside your primary relationship.
Wise words. Okay, before we jump into career stuff, I want to point out one more thing. Venus comes back around Christmas Eve. Could mean a really nice ending to the year, maybe a warm, passionate connection to finish things off.
Yeah, definitely adds a nice touch to the end of the year. Sounds like love is in the air for Taurus in 2025.
All right, let's switch gears now and look at the career side of things. The horoscope seems pretty positive about that too, especially for the Taurus folks who've been putting in the work. So what can they expect professionally next year?
Well, things start off strong right away in January. Could be a time of stability, recognition for all that effort you've put in. Think promotions, maybe bonuses, or just that feeling of your work paying off.
Yeah, a good reminder that success isn't all luck. You got to put in the effort.
Hmm.
So keep at it, Taurus. What other times stand out for career stuff?
From May 10th to August 26th, Mercury is in Taurus. That's the planet of communication, thinking clearly. So it's a good time to be assertive. Speak your mind. Don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve, like a raise or maybe pitch a new idea.
It's about knowing your worth, right? And
Well,
going
yeah.
after what you want.
Exactly.
Love it. Okay, what else?
We have another good period from September 2nd to November 19th. This one is all about resolving issues at work, clearing up any confusion.
So that's when you tackle those annoying tasks you've been putting off.
Exactly. Get everything organized and running smoothly. It's also a great time for new strategies. Maybe you bring clarity to a situation that's been messy.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you get recognition for things you did that maybe went unnoticed before.
So a chance to show off your problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
Impress the higher-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Could lead to even better things down the line.
Yeah, that's the idea. Using your skills to create a more stable, productive environment for yourself. So yeah, 2025 looking like a big year for Taurus. Lots of growth, lots of chances to shine.
For sure. Before we wrap up our deep dive, I want to make sure we hit all the main points, to recap everything.
Yeah, let's do a quick recap.
We talked about the big energy of 2025 for Taurus, that Uranus influence, all about change, flexibility, and we talked about Pluto and Aquarius, those potential power struggles, like being careful with boundaries, who you trust, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then we got into love. Venus bringing all those romantic opportunities, especially during those specific time periods. We talked about open communication, self-love, and being responsible when you're exploring your desires.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget that Venus return around Christmas Eve
Ugh.
could be a really special way to end the year. Oh, and then we switched to career stuff, all those periods of stability and recognition, being assertive, solving problems strategically. Lots of potential for Taurus in their professional life.
I think we covered it all, gave a good overview of what those stars have planned.
But, it's important to remember, this is just one interpretation. Based on this one horoscope, everyone's experience is going to be a little different, right? Depends on other astrological stuff and, the choices you make.
That's true. Astrology gives you guidance, shows you the possibilities. But ultimately, you're in control of your own life.
Right. You work with the energy. You don't let it control you.
Yeah.
So as we wrap this up, I want to ask our Taurus listener, what really stood out to you today? Anything you're excited about? Anything you're maybe a little nervous about?
And how can you use all this to make next year amazing?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about potential, but it's up to you to make it happen. You're the one steering the ship.
The stars are just there to show you the way.
Love that. Okay, so that's our deep dive into the 2025 astrological forecast for Taurus. Hopefully it was helpful, give you some good things to think about.
Take some time to think about what we talked about. Maybe write down your thoughts, set some goals for the year ahead, embrace those changes, go after those opportunities, and, believe in yourself. You got this.
Thanks for joining us on this little astrological adventure. And remember to subscribe to Lucky Fortune English for more deep dives into all sorts of cool topics.
We'd love to have you back for more cosmic explorations.
Until then, we're wishing you all the best for 2025. Good luck, good fortune, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Lucky Fortune English. It's Vincent, and we're wrapping up our deep dive into the 2025 astrological forecast for Taurus.
Hey everyone, Jenny here, helping you make sense of all this cosmic information, how it applies to you.
We've talked about a lot today. Uranus shaking things up, Venus bringing the romance, Mercury guiding your career. But what does it all mean for you, our Taurus listener? How can you actually use this stuff to make positive changes in your life?
Well, if we look at it all together, 2025 is a year of big change for Taurus. Lots of opportunity. It's a time to step into your power, break free from anything that's been holding you back.
Definitely. Time to get out of that comfort zone, embrace the unknown. But like we said before, it's important to stay true to yourself. Don't lose yourself in all the excitement.
Right. Authenticity, integrity, those are your guiding principles. Set good boundaries, be open and honest with people. Don't let anyone dim your shine.
Great advice. Okay, before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought. We've talked about Uranus, Venus, Mercury, but what about the other planets? How do they influence Taurus in 2025?
Ooh, that's a good question to think about as you go into the new year. Each planet has its own energy, right? And exploring that can give you even deeper insights into your journey.
It's like each planet is a character in your own personal cosmic story, and they all have a role to play.
Exactly. Understanding those roles can help you make better choices, write a better story for yourself.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, Jenny.
My pleasure.
And a huge thank you to you, our listener, for sending us your horoscope and letting us explore it with you.
Hope it was helpful and inspiring.
And don't forget to subscribe to Lucky Fortune English for more deep dives into all sorts of cool stuff.
We love exploring these cosmic mysteries with you.
Until next time, we're wishing you all the luck and fortune in the year ahead.
See you again.